So I'm about to make a little phone call here. I'm just very moved by this whole situation in Standing Rock, where you've got people who are basically saying, you know what, this is our land and this is our water and these are our burial sites, these are our sacred sites, and we don't really want your pipeline here. We understand, like yeah, oil is necessary, but we don't want your pipeline here. And there is a corporate sort of body that has hired folks with guns and weapons to enforce the corporate will on these people. And these people are now being shot with water cannons in the middle of the night when it's sub-zero. They're being tear gassed. They're being they're being abused. Okay. So I'm making some phone calls. I've already made 2 phone calls and left a couple of messages, and I wanted to leave another message here so as to demonstrate what it looks like to be in direct action and expressing your outrage and your disgust and your desire to see action happening on behalf of these people who are being abused. Um, yeah, I want to be an example of what that looks like. So right now I'm going to call. I've already called the Morton County. Oops. I've already called Morton County, and I've called Malden Sheriff and Morton County Emergency Management. I've left 2 messages there, and now I'm going to call the North Dakota Governor. 328 2200 701 328 2200. Calling right. Excuse me. Calling right now. I'm going to find out the name of the North Dakota Governor.
Office of North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple.
Jack Dalrymple.
When you've finished, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yes, hello, Governor Dalrymple and staff and those associated with the governor. My name is Sean Madden, and I'm in California. I'm leaving this message for you today here at Tuesday, November 22nd at 10:54 a.m. Pacific Time. And I'm calling to express my disturbedness, my dissatisfaction, my kind of disgust, really, at what's happening on the ground at Standing Rock.
You've reached the maximum recording time allowed. If you are satisfied with your recording, press 1. To review it, press 2. To delete and re-record your message, press 3.
Okay, so I'm going to send it.
To send your message now, press 1. To mark it as important, press 2. To mark it message marked important. To send your message now, press 1.
Press 1.
To remove important message sent. To disconnect, press.
Okay, so I'm going to call back and continue my message because they didn't give me enough time. So, let's go back.
Office of North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple. Record your message after the tone. When you've finished, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
So this is Sean Madden continuing my message. Yeah, this is not cool. You've got people who are being basically abused, and they're having their land stolen from them. They're having this corporate project being literally forced upon them at gunpoint, and this is absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I know I'm speaking for
You've reached the maximum recording time allowed. If you are satisfied with your recording, press 1. To review it, press 2. To delete and re-record your message, press 3.
1, I'm going to send it.
To send your message now, press 1. Message marked important.
And 1.
Message sent.
There we go. So one more, just to wrap it up. Don't want to jam their phone lines or anything.
Office of North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple. Record your message after the tone. When you've finished, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
Okay, so last message here, Sean Madden. Unacceptable. This is unacceptable. These people do not deserve to be treated this way. Nobody deserves to be treated this way, ever. So I'm leaving a message here because right at the moment I don't know what else to do but to appeal to the humanity of those who have institutional power to make a difference in this situation. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for forwarding this to the governor, and thank you for being a human being who cares.
You've reached the maximum recording time allowed. If you are satisfied with your recording,
that's good.
To send your message now,
I'm gonna
press 1.
Press 2.
Message marked
And
important.
1. And then
Message
it's
sent.
done. Cool. So there you go. That's what it looks like to call the folks who are actually in positions of so-called power, who have the so-called power to affect an intervention in this moment. Now that I've done that, now that we're sort of in a conversation where action can be taken, you can make those phone calls as well. Let's talk about what it might look like for millions of people to show up in these situations, not armed with guns and not ready for an armed conflict, but ready to calm the tension. Seriously, what if 1 million people showed up at Standing Rock with a Thanksgiving feast ready, with medicine, with Band-Aids, with gifts, with music, with everything that makes humanity worth defending and worth standing for, and we were able to create a situation where the police are like, oh yeah, we're really okay, all right, cool, we're not gonna continue, and those who do continue, take them out of their positions of power and put them somewhere where they're not gonna hurt people. Because there are people on the planet who want to hurt people, and then there are the rest of us, right? I say that the number of people who actually want to hurt other people is a very small portion of the vast population of human beings on the planet. So, just in terms of sheer numbers, it's ludicrous to me that the vast majority of us who have no desire to harm other people and who are interested in creating systems of governance and systems of commerce and systems of everything else that allow us to live healthy, productive, fruitful, fulfilling lives, allow us to experience the majesty of what it is to be alive and be a human being on this beautiful planet, and that doesn't hurt people and harm the planet. There's the vast majority of us, right? So it's ludicrous to me that the vast majority of us who are in that mindset are kind of not really getting that we are the majority, that the minority are the ones with the guns who are committed to using them for harm. A lot of those folks, the ones with the guns, a lot of them don't actually want to hurt anybody, but they are ready to protect, they are ready to defend, and when shown that the ones that they're working for are actually causing harm, will determine, oh, wait a minute, I got my guns pointed the wrong direction, right? So we have a situation where we have the technology to spread this idea that there are more of us than there are of them, and I say them like I'm conscious of this whole us and them paradigm, but the reality is that there are a portion of human beings that are committed to controlling, coercing, and harming, whether through violence or theft or deception or whatever. There is a portion of humanity that's committed to that. And then there are the rest of us. Okay, so I've made the phone calls. You can make some phone calls too. But let's start talking about what it looks like to really be cognizant of the fact that, man, the vast majority of human beings aren't interested in war and violence and treachery and deceit and whatever, but there are a small population of human beings who are that, whether they're just mentally ill, psychopathic, sociopathic, or whatever, or they're just misguided. So let's let's start talking about this vast majority of us and getting us on the same page. Like, oh, maybe it's possible to sort of like band together massive style and neutralize these hotspot situations and take the people who refuse to stop causing harm, take them out of positions of power, take away their guns, take away their money, and let them just sit and think about what they've done for a while. And if they have remorse, great. But if they don't have remorse, let them sit wherever they're gonna sit until they're done. You know what I'm saying? So there's my thoughts for today. Taking action and being a voice for something else, because I'm really not interested in civil war. I'm not interested in martial law. I'm not interested in having anyone's will enforced upon me, and I'm not interested in enforcing my will upon anyone else. I am interested in seeing massive transformation of human systems on this planet. That's what I am interested in. So if you're digging this message, share it. Okay, let's begin a conversation about what's possible when we set aside red and blue, and we set aside the idea that one side of this false dichotomy is right and the other one's wrong. And when we take a look and realize that, oh, what's really wrong is people harming other people. That's really what's wrong. And the answer isn't to cause harm to those people who are causing harm. The answer is to band together in numbers that are so large that they cannot harm us, and allowing those numbers to overwhelm and calm these situations such that the situations can be transformed, and that the systems that cause those transformations, that keep those situations continuing to show up, can be revised and upgraded and updated for the 21st century, a world in which there are way too many people and way too many diverse interests, many of whom have guns and digital megaphones, and are blasting the rest of us with hate and fear and everything else that has us not thinking clearly. If you think clearly, you can recognize that the vast majority of human beings don't want to have anything to do with that shit. If left to our own devices, we would simply grow food, make families, be community, and we would be living lives that are free of this kind of nonsense. So, take an action. Call somebody and be in action on this. Go to Standing Rock if you can. Be one of a million that shows up and is ready to create a whole new context for what it looks like to neutralize conflict and create transformation in the world. Because it's time. Happy Thanksgiving.